Greetings. Welcome to Brian and Catherine's Cartomancy at Moonstar Lodge. We are back with a reading for June 9th to 15th. I'm using the same decks as last week, just in different relationship to each other. If you missed last week, it might be an interesting thing to do to go back and listen. This week, it's still, they wanted landscapes. Somebody in spirit loves to throw me off balance. Not a lot of people in this reading either, but it's, again, very deep and a collective reading, yes, but struck me as very personal. So we do have on the 11th a new moon. Soap in the mouth. A full moon, and we're still in Storyteller. So please excuse my throat. I have been unwell the last few days. Anyway, it's time for coffee, I think. There we go. We have a lot of karmic development with this reading. It's not a short-term reading. And it's a lot of shifting. I'm trying to think of the right words. Well, let them take over and go to the cards, Brian. So our significator this week is the Knight of Swords. We had the Queen of Swords last week with clarity. Knight of Swords is swift gathering of information. Transmission is quick. Lots of information, lots of speed. A cautionary note would be to be careful and not say things out of turn. It's not that you'd be saying, or I would be saying something out of turn to another person, but the caution here is to remain in a place of stability. This is the clarifier here. Pentacles are resources. All fours are very stable and very gentle cards about recouping and healing and sitting and thinking. The Four of Cups comes to mind. It can be apathetic, but that's not its only meaning in the Four of Cups. Here we have resource management, and this is bringing you stability when all this movement and information gathering might be overwhelming and might be confusing. So we need the positive attributes here. We need to do, as Carl Jung says, is to take on the attribute in the positive way and assume only the best. So this archetype is about not letting anything get in the way and moving quickly and with authority and remaining stable. So this card, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles brings us, again, stability, longevity. It's our gift to the world. Our legacy, really, it's legacy. So the kings are always emotionally mature. They know how to dispense wealth. And wealth, again, means a lot of different things. It can be food, it can be time, it can be our energy, but it's doing what's best for the largest number of people external to the immediate family as well as internally to self and immediate family. So we're on a quest. We've got this stability. What information that we are gathering and communications we're having are foundation building. They also contribute to our legacy. Clarifying the King of Pentacles is the Hierophant. So we have spiritual stability, spiritual law and order, so to speak. It's a wisdom walk. That's an indigenous way of saying honoring the earth with wisdom and maturity. The third card here is the Nine of Swords. So this is brakes on worrying happening, the kind of worry that would keep us up at night. It tends to be foggy. You know, less than 1% of what we ever actually worry about comes to pass. So we have to just slow down now and recognize that clarifying it is crystal. So this is the Crystal Kingdom. These are shamanic cards, by the way. So what we need to do is sit in meditation with our crystals. Quartz resonates to the Schumann effect of 7.83 cycles per second when energy is applied to the crystal itself. It doesn't matter whether it's the battery in our watch or just us holding this to the heart. So if you're starting to get, or if I start to get weirded out by the swiftness of this and the enormity of what's coming, I need to go to my crystals. And if anybody has ever been in this home and office, you will know that there's almost no surface that doesn't have crystals on it. Go to the Crystal Kingdom. The Crystal Kingdom, by the way, are the keepers of Earth's history. They know everything about everyone. And sometimes we need to ask for help from the Crystal Kingdom to know where we have been so that we understand what is coming up and what is being presented. It's grounding us out from being in our heads. This one is the Six of Wands. So this is obviously a sense of celebration of the completion of a journey. It's a very stable journey, and it's not just inward celebration. Those around us recognize and celebrate whatever this is that we've accomplished thus far. Clarifying it is a major arcana card, Justice. It implies that what we are doing here imposes justice on a situation that may have been unjust or unfair. My inkling is this relates back to last week's reading when all the work we were doing was going to create, I used the reference of the butterfly effect, us flapping our wings here. You know, the butterfly around the other side of the world is causing a tsunami. It's definitely this kind of something is happening that it brings justice and balance. And we need to celebrate it, not worry about it. The Ace of Cups is next. That's a beautiful card for that. And it's interesting because this is the incubating new beginning. It's just in idea form. It hasn't even established itself. The Ace of Cups is a new emotional beginning. Could be relationships, can be a new level of intuition that we have made ourselves mature enough to take on. And it's interesting, these are both water images. This is the caldera that's clarifying. This is about new beginnings. This is about rebirth, enlightenment, cleansing. And to me, this is the Ace of Cups, and this looks like a cup too. So it's clearly there's a new element of emotional healing related to what's gone on so far. Our next card here is the Three of Pentacles. So we're building things together with others. We don't have to do this alone. It's a glorious foundational kind of thing to know that we're building a structure, however you want to define structure. And it's clarified by the Emperor of the East. The Emperor of the East is one who deals with authority, but peacefully so. There's a benevolence to this. This is walking softly with the people over whom we govern or who are part of our lives. So there is a strength here. It's a strength in numbers, but it's walking peacefully. So it says to me that each one of us has a leadership role in this little group. We have to do so humbly. The last card is strength. Strength means the ability to manage without hurting, the strength not to jab back at somebody who might be undermining us. It is exactly the same meaning as the Emperor of the East, but in old time decks, it was lust for life. Lust for life is the embodiment of the Knight of Swords. So, lust for life. We are moving on with our life with a new plan, and we're doing so without trampling the people that we love and people in the bigger world. We're doing it in the way of right relationship to everything. And the horned cactus is the clarifier to this. It's resourcefulness. Spirit is telling us that we are going to be able to protect what we're creating and utilize our nimble mind, as in the Knight of Swords. So that's a real icing on the cake reading to last week. The astrological variant here is Aquarius. So last week, the reading ended with Scorpio, and that would be Scorpio 2025. This part, if we call this part 2, it ends in Aquarius 2026. So this is long-term planning, long-term thinking. You can flip the camera, Brian. I hope you enjoyed this reading. As I said last week, I was a little unsure about all these landscape cards, and there was a couple of decks, or there were a couple of decks I couldn't find that I wanted to add into the mix, but it worked out just fine. I would bet a toonie that I walk into the other room now that the reading is over and done and put my hands right on the other 2 decks, because they weren't intended to be here. That's why the veil. I'm interested in the concept of the chakra, readings for the chakras, the 7 cards, 7 chakra thing. I would appreciate your comments for this video. If you have any requests for readings that relate to different areas than we usually cover here, that would be interesting for me. I would love to hear from that. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Neither of those things cost a cent. They are just part of the analytics that tell Google that we are worth sharing to the greater good. Anyway, we thank you for your support, your coffee donations, your, and I mean the platform, your actual coffee donations, your comments, and all the good stuff. Anyway, from Brian and myself, Miigwech, Yahweh, Aho.